All right, here we are, Impact and Influence Radio, right here on Opera. And today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento. Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689 or blindsofsacramento.com. Now today, we've got a lovely lady we met at one of the networking events here in town, Zuza Hicks. Is that correct pronunciation?
Yes, it is.
Zuza?
Yes, it's Zuza.
Zuza Hicks, and she owns Nicely Made Studio, and we're going to be learning about what she does and who she is, and how are you doing?
I'm good. It's funny because I've heard the past shows, and your intro has so much energy, and it's almost like obviously you don't even have to rehearse it, right? It just comes out. But yeah. I love it. I love the energy behind it. It's just so natural.
What's actually funny is we were sponsored, if you go way back in 2015, we were sponsored by Pest Control Center. Oh. And so, today's broadcast is brought to you by Pest Control Center, treating your home like their very own. Give them a call, 916-344-4400. I still remember it. It's been 10 years. It's so funny. If you watch those old recordings, because we filmed all of those, one of our sponsors was Cupcake Craving. Ooh. And so they could print your company logo on a cupcake, but they would print my face. And then the guest would have to eat my face off of the cupcake. You're a branding person, so Oh
my God.
So they would literally have to eat my face off of the cupcake.
Oh my God. I mean, you know what? But this is a moment to remember. Right?
Yes.
It's so unique.
Yes.
I'm sure people were talking about it for the longest time after the event.
Oh, we still are talking about it right now. It's been 10 years. Those recordings are still there. It's hilarious.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was just so funny. So we're going to be talking about branding and the importance of branding. I think that small businesses today, I don't want to say they're missing it, but it's, I think, more prevalent now than ever because there's so much competition. How are you going to stand out? And that's where you come in. Right. So before we really dig into that, who is Zuza?
Zuza is a designer.
Okay.
Who loves giving brands personality and then translating that personality into a whole system, a visual system. Mm-hmm. She's also a martial artist.
Ah, what kind?
Oh my gosh. So I've been doing Krav Maga for 20 years.
I don't even know what that is.
So that is the Israeli self-defense.
Okay.
Military self-defense. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, and what else? Mostly those. Oh, and Jiu-Jitsu. Sorry, I started Jiu-Jitsu last year. Mm-hmm. Very exciting.
You're enjoying it?
I love it.
Is it the art part of it? Is it the self-defense part of it? Is it the strength part of it? What is it that really does something for you?
It's all of it. It's an identity. And the fascinating thing, I mean, you get a workout out of it, right? Obviously, but that's not why I do it. There's a whole level of friendships that you will never make anywhere else, right? Like you're sharing sweat and tears and sometimes blood.
Yes.
But it's, to me specifically, this is about self-defense. It's not about the art of it. It's not about the workout. It's about self-defense. I hate the word empower. Yeah. Because it's so overused.
Yes.
But at the same time,
that's like the word entrepreneur and hustle. I hate those two words. People say, "Oh, you're a hustler." I'm not a hustler. I don't sell gold watches out of the inside of my coat.
So since we are hustling entrepreneurs who will be empowered, I love the idea
so
of
teaching.
I know, right? I know. Our goal, our mission, but this is also about branding.
Yes.
If your mission is to empower people, that doesn't mean shit. I'm sorry, but it really doesn't. I don't understand what that means.
Yes.
I know that you think that you're working towards helping someone, but I don't know what that means.
So I'm glad I didn't name the magazine Empower and Influence.
Thank God you did it.
Empowering Entrepreneur Magazine.
Who empower entrepreneurs who hustle.
Our members are called hustlers.
But going back to the self-defense, there is nothing that's more satisfying for me than seeing someone who doesn't think that they can defend themselves learn those skills.
That's what it is for me with entrepreneurship and helping these small businesses. It's, For me, the empower. It's for me, it's motivating, right? I want to inspire and motivate people, but they have to want it too, right? They have to want it. I can't want it more than them. No. But when they do the work, when I give them the keys, and then they actually take the keys and they open up the door and they start to do the work, my God, that's the only reason to get up in the morning. It really is.
Yeah, no, there's something to be said about it. I love it. It's like you're proud of these people, right? It's almost
pure disappointed when it's the other way.
When it doesn't work.
Well, when they don't show up.
Oh yeah, but then it's not on you.
No, but it's still disappointing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, but at the same time, some people are not ready for certain things.
They come in here and they talk and talk and talk and talk and they tell me all the stuff and I invite them to come out and to meet people and then they don't show up and then I'm like, well, you're never going to get this thing off the ground if you're not there.
Yeah, maybe introverts.
I'm an introvert.
I don't believe that.
Oh my wife still says that too. But believe me, I could sit in a room and be left alone and be completely fine.
Maybe you're both.
I guess some scientists just said that there is a both now. And so what do you do? Like really, where do you start? A business owner comes to you and, really, what do you do?
What the heck do you even do? I hustle. No, I'm just kidding. So to make this super duper easy, if there is a brand that needs to rebrand, or if there is a brand that's just starting out, they need to build their visual identity. So first, we actually go through strategy. To me, it's more of a discovery. People call it strategy. Strategy to me is something that's telling a brand what to do moving forward. Discovery is trying to figure out who they really are as a brand. And I'm also specifically saying who they are because I think we're going to touch on that a little bit later. Brands are like people, and we're going to explain why. But it's figuring out what they stand for, figuring out who they are, and then telling them how they should communicate visually to support that, to be true, authentic, also overused word, but still, to not pretend.
I think authenticity is one of the most underused words appropriately in business because everyone says that they're authentic Mexican food, but they're doing the same thing as everybody else. And it's not authentic Mexican food, right? And so I think authenticity in business, especially when you are the business, Jay-Z said it, I'm not in business, I am the business. And so John Robert Quinn is a brand. People think I'm John Robert Quinn. It's a brand. I came up with that name. It's a brand. My name is Robert Jones. Good luck marketing that, right? and so building, I think authenticity is extremely important. Lay your cards out. So many people have they want to go into a meeting and they have they don't want to show their cards because they want to have strategy or the upper hand or all these things. But then this is kind of snaky. I would rather just lay it all out and say, okay, this is what I've got. What do you got? Okay, let's figure it out. Let's figure out where it works for everybody because that authenticity is what's going to last that relationship.
Yeah, I actually think that you would do really well with Robert Jones too. That's the whole point, right? That it's about you. It's not even about what you're calling yourself.
My thing was, when I was starting out, I was a recording artist trying to sell records. And so, and I went by Rob Jones. And what was happening is we had Napster and BearShare and LimeWire back then. And what was happening was people were confusing my name with Rob Thomas.
Ooh.
And my music was showing up with Santana and stuff, and it was just because the Santana Rob Thomas song was out, and so I had to change that. And it wasn't until years later that I realized that David Bowie's name is Robert Jones, and I was like, "No way! So that's a stage name."
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Okay. It's crazy to think, and so I'm so glad I did it the way I did it. And, I was 17 years old when I came up with that. I'm going to be 44 and I'm still using it. It's awesome. Yeah.
It is.
Why are you so passionate about this space?
Oh my gosh. So I have a master's in something completely different. What do I have a master's in? Social policy, Department of Journalism and Political Sciences. And I kind of ended up doing that just kind of riding the wave, but I didn't really have a plan. Back in the day, I wanted to be a diplomat, and that didn't work out. So I basically took the next best thing. But the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I have seen someone do branding work and get paid for it. And I thought, Jesus, I want to do that. This is so cool. And I never thought that I have some sort of a artistic talent or even interest. And then I started learning. My now husband would give me the opportunity to use like all the software back in the day when people couldn't get it. And I did atrocious things. Oh my gosh, it was so awful. The stuff that I did in the beginning was so bad. And he was so kind, and he would say, "Oh my, yeah, keep going, keep going. You're doing great." And I'm like, sure. So he helped me with that. But I have worked with different brands, and I have seen agencies that create the visual side of things without connecting it to the actual authentic brand. Without figuring out what that brand stands for, what their goal is, what they're trying to do in the world. And the worst thing is that people pay a lot of money for it. They do. And then they end up with something that just doesn't work. Why?
Or they go to Canva and it looks great, but they still don't have the foundation. You got to have a proper foundation.
Agree. Canva is just a tool. I use Canva every now and then because it's convenient. But
you still have to have a foundation.
Of course. That's one thing. And the second thing, you have to know what you stand for. And third thing, this is just a complete side note, but I don't know if people know that if they create a logo in Canva, they don't have the copyrights for that.
Canva owns it.
So just throwing it out there, you don't have that.
No, we had a client, he created his logo in Canva, and I was like, I like the logo. It looks okay. I would do it a little different. But where did you get the logo? And he goes, well, I got it out of Canva. And I said, you can't do that, man. He goes, no. And he argued with me. Long story short, I'm down in Santa Monica having lunch, and the restaurant across the street was using the same logo. And I mean, I didn't have the heart to tell the guy. And, I sit there and I think about it. I mean, like I told him originally, he argued with me. Now I'm seeing another business using that same logo. And that's just the two that I saw. I mean, how many other people are using that same logo around the world? And so when we created ours for Opera, I mean, it took like weeks. And we made sure that we own the color palette and, all the different things. It's crazy. People don't realize it.
It should be a long process because it's a deep process. But the thing that I want to emphasize is people think that their logo is their brand. It is not. The logo is just a mark. It's a symbol. And it's great if it is unique to you and it has some sort of a meaning. But the job of a logo is to differentiate you. So like you're saying, if you have two similar logos, right, then that is working against you. At the same time, there are constantly new logos coming out. And if you know how to do logos well, you know that they're basic shapes, right? They're simple. Good logos are simple. So what I'm saying is that there is a high probability that you will end up finding something similar.
Correct.
The thing about the brand, though, is that the logo is just a symbol. Everything else that comes with it is the brand. And that is what builds the perception. Marty Neumeier said, I think it was him who said that. He wrote Brand Gap, Zap, books about branding that are now Bibles. He said, branding is what people say about you when you leave the room.
Interesting.
So, but basically that's what it is. The visual side of things is just the visual side of things. I wrote a blog post about it, and I have this really cool graphic that really shows the relationship between branding and the brand identity. It's like a mountain, and that mountain is covered right in water, and you can only see the top. So everything that's underwater is the strategic part of it, and it's basically who you are as a brand. What kind of personality do you have as a brand, which is also very important. If you don't have a personality, people can't relate to you.
Correct.
And that's basically
that's where it becomes a person.
Exactly. And it has to become a person on some level, because people relate to other people emotionally. They relate to other brands emotionally. And oftentimes it's subconscious. So for example, if you see several different brands of, I don't know, cookies, and you can see through the packaging, for example, the visual identity choices, which one is cleaner, which one is healthier, right? Or make that assumption, which one is about sustainability. And based on that, you make your choice, right? Correct. So what I'm saying is you gravitate towards brands that share the same values.
And so I think the greatest analogy with that is a chocolate chip cookie. When you're looking at a Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookie, you see the little cartoon characters, and you know that this is a fun product. You know it's a commercial product. It's a marketed product. You know that the quality isn't going to be as another cookie that may visually look the same, but is in a white package with simple black letters. And then you're going to think, well, this is a more elegant product, which means it's probably got better material, better ingredients, and it's probably prepped better. It could be the same cookie, but the difference is that branding that is separating one product from another product.
Absolutely. It's perception. It's perception and it's identity. And it's the identity of the brand, which is the anchor point for clients and customers relating to it. So if my identity is someone who eats healthy, right? I'm not even going to think about it. I just go into a store and I know that if it looks very commercial and very overly processed, I don't want it. But if it's clean and the packaging shows it, then I'm more inclined to say, oh man, that's interesting. Let me take a look at it. Right.
And it could be the same ingredients.
And I want to say one thing, because I don't want people to think that this is not being authentic, because if it's the same, let's say that it's the same product, right? But you're packaging it in a different way. That packaging is supposed to be an extension of who this brand already is, right? So it's supposed to speak the same language and be that on the website, on social media, in packaging, in everything that this brand stands for. But that doesn't mean that it should fool someone to think that it's something that it's not.
Well, the other side of it, though, is when you look at like Toyota and Lexus, we already know that a Toyota Camry is darn near the same car as a Lexus LS or whatever. We already know that, but it's how they position that product in the market. And you're paying for a little bit more premium. It's the same engine, it's the same drivetrain. You're going to have the reliability. But you know what? I don't want the cheap plastic parts. We've talked about that kind of before. I want leather. I want the wood touches. I want all these different things. And so you spend a little bit more, but essentially it's the same product, but it's packaged differently.
It's packaged differently. Plus, it comes with a different identity, right? And this is fascinating. Chris Do, if you don't know him, maybe we can include a link, but talks a lot about branding. But he has this really interesting analogy in that he I don't want to say a trick, but a thing that he uses in conversations and in overcoming objections from a client. He knows that people want to sustain their perceived identity. So for example, if someone sees themselves as someone who would go with a Lexus because they're more, I don't know, sophisticated, elegant, whatever meaning they attach to it, then they will try to make decisions that are in accordance with that identity. And we're talking about price anchoring, right? So he knows that let's say he'll ask you a question, which car would you choose? This one or this one? You say Lexus. So he knows, right? That this is a value to you. Correct. This is where you're anchoring this. So he can give you a higher price, for example, and you're going to be okay with it. Yes. Because your identity is that, and it's completely natural.
It's very interesting, and it's way deeper than what we're getting. And obviously, we could talk about this all day, and we don't have the time to do that. What types of clients are you looking for?
So I love working with clients, and I know this sounds really cliche, but it is true, that are trying to make the world a better place. I love companies that care about sustainability. I love health and wellness. I love helping people get healthier, heal, be that emotionally, mentally.
We were talking about Red Bull in the last episode, so it's okay.
About what?
Red Bull.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were both Red Bull fans, so we were talking about how great Red Bull is.
Back in the day, I used to be, So I also pivoted. I made so many changes in my life, and I just moved completely away from.
Well, they have the best marketing.
I mean, yeah, but this is I don't want to say a cult. But that's the thing. They have a whole community, right? It's an identity thing. You're a Red Bull person. Oh, okay. So you're adventurous. You have energy.
I remember when they came out with the Red Bull Tag Heuer watches. I was like, oh my God, I have to go spend $2,000 on a watch.
Well, there you go. One actually great example, and I also talk about it on my blog about Liquid Death. Have you seen?
Yes, I know their story is wonderful.
Oh my God.
Brilliant.
Right?
Just brilliant.
Brilliant. When you think about it, it's water.
It's just water in a can.
It's just water in a can.
But it's not even fancy water.
Nope. It's not. It's not. And yeah, flavored water or carbonated water, and that's it. There's nothing special about it when you think about it.
Just water in a can.
But the whole identity,
Yeah.
right, that
Brilliant.
comes with that,
Yep.
that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what branding does.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. Not at all.
No, it's just where do you want to take your business and what message are you trying to get? Nicely Made Studio. The website is nicelymade.studio. Zuza Hicks. Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I can talk about this forever.
I know. We'll bring you back and we'll do another one.
Gosh, I would love that. I really want people to understand and leverage the personality aspect of branding and how powerful that can really be if you see the investment, and I'm not just saying money, the investment of time and energy and thought that goes into creating something like that, right? I know. But there's just also, speaking of investments, branding is not something that you should invest in at the very beginning. It's not. Because it is pricey, it's expensive.
But you need to you've got to get your feet under you and build something that's profitable before you start pouring money into that. Yes. But you have to pay attention early on. My recommendation is pick the right colors. You know, you can go to AI and it'll tell you what colors that you should be choosing for your business, and start there. At least start with your color, your palette. And then that starts with your identity, with the branding. And then once you have your feet under you and you can start pouring some money into it, then you hire a professional and have them come in,
yes,
and use that palette appropriately.
Or suggest a different one, right?
I spoke with a realtor once, and she wanted everything to be, it was a lender. I think it was a lender, blue. And she wanted everything to be pink. And I'm like, pink is not the right color for a lender. Blue signifies trust. That's the color you want.
That is true. Funny enough, I also have a blog post about it because it's the psychology of color. Right.
And you're singling out too. You single out, 49% of your clientele.
But I would actually completely disagree with that. And the reason why is if you know how to use this, if you know how to do it right, then this can be amazing because she will stand out. That is for sure.
She will stand out.
And now what you're saying is, yes, she will probably eliminate a lot of the people, but maybe that's her goal. Because by elimination, right?
She's targeting.
Exactly. You're targeting very specific people.
See how complex and complicated this is? It's beautiful. It's so cool.
It's so cool. It's really cool. But and again, if she wants to use pink, I would say if you have a strong reason for it and you know how to work with it, great. Why not?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you can try it. And if it doesn't work out, then maybe you need to rethink that strategy. But I also love... that's why I don't like when brands say we're for everyone, because that's bullshit. You're not for everyone.
No,
you will never be for everyone.
No, not
and
even
it's
Amazon
stupid.
is for everyone.
Yeah, and it's stupid. It's a waste of money and energy and time to try to talk to everyone. How? We're different people, different ages, different aspirations,
different personalities,
different values.
Why would somebody buy a $50 watch over a $50,000 watch? And the funny thing about that is a $50,000 watch is still considered a cheap watch in some circles.
Yeah, point of reference.
No, seriously. We go to the car auction every year. We go to the Monterey Gooding Christie's auction. Last year, they sold, over 3 days, they sold $128 million in cars. That was just a room full of cars. Just a room. Some of those cars sold for $20 million. Oh my God. Who in the world would spend $20 million on a car? The guy that spends $20 million on a car, let me tell you, he's probably got 50 of them. At that price point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And so that's completely different. So when you're talking about branding and how you want to present yourself, yeah. Start with hiring a professional. Zuza Hicks, Nicely Made Studio, nicelymade.studio is the website. give her a call. Also, Frank wanted me to mention at the end of the show that we have a sponsor spot available at the close of our show. So if you want to take your business to the next level and get some eyeballs and earballs on it, we can get your business name, phone number, and website into the close of our recordings. If you're interested, just let us know. Other than that, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. I loved it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.